To make this project, you're going to need some letters. I cut mine out of some cardboard, or you can use wooden letters from the store, but I just, for this, showed that the possibilities can be done with just simple cardboard. So I just freehand these. And then you'll need any kind of yarn. For this specifically, I'm doing red, white, and blue to go with the patriotic theme. So this is just leftovers from other projects. I don't know how much we'll actually need. This should be enough. Also going to be using some hot glue to be able to secure our yarn as we're wrapping it around our letters. And you'll also need a pair of scissors to snip off your yarn in different times. So I will have in the description below affiliated links for supplies that I'm using or similar supplies that could work well for this project. So let's get started. So I've been playing around with which color scheme or how the order I want my colors to be. So I might just do red, white, and blue. You could do whatever you want to do. I've even seen people do stripes for each letter. So like you could do every other section a different color. I think I'm just going to go with solid colors just because I think that would be easier. Alright, so I was starting off with doing some glue at the top and then wrapped it around, and then with my second part I kind of also stuck it on the glue so that'll kind of secure this from slipping off. I'm going to come back and probably add like a little piece that I'll just hot glue on the end so that we won't have that at the top, or I could even just snip it off and trim it down. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but now I'm just been wrapping. And every so often I'm going to just do the same thing where I'll put a little hot glue and then wrap it just to keep it from sliding all over the place and keep it more secure. So I'm getting to this part where this is going to be curving, and so I think it'll be easier if I snip. I'm going to hot glue this on the back, and then I'm going to do this side. Alright, so I did do my bottom part. I don't suggest doing what I said to do. So just keep going all the way around because I think it'll be a lot neater. I just wasn't sure how it was going to play out. And just you'll get tighter as you do it this part, but it'll work out. This is where I ended mine, and it doesn't look as good, but it'll be fine. I also haven't decided if I'm going to add some on top or if I'm just going to snip it. I'm just going to leave it right now and see how the other ones play out, and then I'll decide, and then I'll let you guys know what I ended up doing. So our U is mostly done and ready to go. So now I'm going to work on, let's do the A, because I think that one actually is going to be really tricky because we've got different holes here going on. So I'll do this one. This one was the one that I was going to do in blue. Alright, so we're getting to where we have our opening here at the A, and my thought process is to just start just wrapping it here on this side and then wrapping it here on this side. So I'll be probably cutting my yarn, like give myself a decent amount so I can just kind of thread it through. I just got done doing both sides of my A, and I'm getting to this tricky part. I've been playing around with it, and I'm thinking the best way is to kind of weave it. So I just have brought this in. Instead of wrapping it around, I'm going to bring it over to this other side and bring it across, and then do the same thing on the other side, and do that a couple times, because it seemed like that was a good way to kind of get this to match up. And put it behind. Just a few times where it kind of fills in this spot. Because that was my biggest concern, is covering, because I can wrap it any other way and it would just kind of not. But you see how I kind of have covered that? I'm starting to run out of thread here, so I'm going to have to glue this and continue on. So I just glued that last little part that I had that just barely had enough, and now I'm attaching my new one underneath. And so what I'm going to do is just keep weaving like I've been doing, but as we go, because it's getting wider, you're going to have to attach your string behind, whereas we were just wrapping it before because it's getting so loose. So I'm going to try and do this as tight as I can, and then glue on this side so that it'll stay. And you'll kind of repeat that just for this little portion to make it tight and to make it neat. So I've done it a few times where I've been weaving, and to keep it so that it stays, that we can kind of fill in this area, I'm going to be gluing like right here and then bringing it down, because if I don't, it tugs it up too high. So I'm still trying to keep things loose but still covering what I need it to. So we'll put a little bit of glue right there. To hold this in place where we need it to hold in place. Because otherwise, if I glue all the way down here, it'll tug it and pull this back and open this more than we don't want that. I'm just wanting to secure that in place. I want to do probably the same thing with this side, because as you can see, if I'm tugging it, it puts it way up here, and we want it to be down here. So I want to add a little glue in that same area. Okay, I think we've wrapped it enough where we've woven it that I can start going straight. I'm going to go over it a little bit so it will bump a little right here. But I couldn't think of any other neatly way to do this than what I did. If you find another way, then that's fine. This is just what I could find that would work the best, because going along this way and then trying to go along this way would have created a bump here. So if you find a better way that works, maybe you can drop it in the comments below, but this is the best I could come up with. So I'm just going to continue wrapping until I get to about this point, and then I'll do the same thing where I did this side separately. And then we'll have our A finished. So I finished up doing my A. I've got some areas to kind of trim up. I've got a little bit of yarn there. The back does look rough, but that's okay. We're not looking at the back. It's going to be the front that we're going to be displaying. So now we just have to do our S, which I think should be very similar to how we did our U with the curves at least. Start at one end and just work all the way in one continuous, just going as tightly as you can around. Alright, now that I'm getting to this downward part of my S, it does slide a lot more, so I'm going to be probably adding glue a lot along here as I'm going. I just finished doing my S, so now I'm going to go back in and trim off all my little ends. Alright, I'm thinking that if I glue a strand across the tops and in the areas, it would look a lot better than me trying to trim it because it is really close and I don't want to accidentally cut my threads. So I'm going to try just gluing a little strand across and see how that goes. So I'm going to show you up close what I've been doing to kind of cover, to make it look a little neater. So what I've been doing is I'm putting glue across the top. And then placing my yarn right on top of that, my end of my yarn. Trying not to get glue all over my hands. The front, so I have my fronts right here, so I tried to bring and kind of wind and curve it this way while gluing it down at the same time to kind of cover. And then I just glue it on the back because I won't see that, so I'll kind of figure that out and then cut it. And then that's where I just attach it. That's just how I've been doing it. I feel like it's the neatest way, and it's also the most secure way without globbing it and making it look too messy. So there you have it. We've done our USA little decor sign. So I hope you guys were able to make it as well. And I hope this video was helpful in doing so and showing how to do it. If there are any other tutorials you want me to make, or there are specific content that you would like me to cover, please drop it in the comments below. I look forward to creating more videos for you all. So until next time, thanks for watching.